Time to talk about the Lions undrafted free agents, and yes, they are players too. If you look at last year, the Detroit Lions relied on some of these UDFAs, one being Jerry Jacobs, to help this team out. So it's always important to look at these guys and see how they can contribute on this team. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of putting your hand in a blender and pressing high, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And sometimes being a Lions fan, you can get a lot of pain. Also, make sure you take that like button with you, throw it in the blender, cap it up, press it on high. Let's get into today's Lions UDFAs. There is a trend taking place with these undrafted free agents. A lot of offense. Say, why is that? Because in the actual draft, who we drafted, it was a lot of defense, so it makes sense. They want to get some help from the offensive side. Now, when it comes to these UDFAs, it's going to be a little more difficult to make the football team because we do have a better depth on this team compared to last year, so they're going to have to compete. Some of these guys probably be practice squatters. But the first guy we got on the list is Greg Bell from San Diego State. Running back there, interesting pickup. He got a decent signing bonus we'll talk about in a little bit. He'll be competing with Jamar Jefferson to potentially make the team, maybe Craig Reynolds as well. I think this guy has a chance to make the 53. How about Derrick Deese, San Jose State? The tight end right there. We drafted a tight end. It's clear as day that the Lions want to revolutionize this position and get better at it from last year. Same with Nolan Givan, tight end as well. This guy is going to compete with Derrick. He's going to compete with the rest of the tight ends to make this team. What will be the 1, 2, 3? We know the 1. We know the 2. Who's going to be the 3? Could there potentially be a 4? We shall see. A lot of wide receivers picked up as UDFAs. Corey Sutton, one of those guys. It's going to be hard to make the team as a wide receiver, and specifically as a UDFA, because we have really good depth now at that position. So this could be something on the practice squad. Grade these signings, UDFAs, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think about the undrafted free agents. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B right now. I do like the fact that they're going and getting a lot of offense because we went defense, and hey, it's UDFAs. There's nothing wrong with getting guys to potentially make this team. Let's continue on. They got wide receiver Kalil Pimpleton from Central Michigan. If you're a Michigan guy, maybe you know who he is, potentially to make the team. It's going to be hard, though. Josh Johnson, Tulsa, wide receiver as well. A lot of competition. These guys are going to go in the mini camps, in the rookie mini camps. Probably individuals that will get cut and then get re-signed with new guys. You know how it goes. Offensive tackle, Obinna Eze. This guy has a potential chance to make this football team. Same with the offensive lineman, Zine Obi, has a chance to make these team. Why? Because we didn't get any offensive line in the draft. These guys got some signing bonuses, and if you look at the Lions, they need help at the offensive line for a backup role, not starters. They can compete with the likes of Tommy Kramer and the rest on the Lions offensive line. Let's continue on here. We got guard Kevin Jarvis. Again, I think this guy does have the next to be the Tommy Kramer. It's going to be competing with the other guys that we got here, but he may have the best shot there from Michigan State. Defensive tackle Demetrius Taylor from Appalachia State. It's going to be tough for him to make the team because we've got a lot of good DTs. Cornerback Cedric Boswell and cornerback Jermaine Waller. Those two could make the team. Its potential is a late, depending on the injuries as well. I think these guys are more than likely going to be players to potentially make the practice squad. Let's go ahead and get into a little more detail on some of the guys who have a better chance to make this football team. We're going to start with Greg Bell here. He actually signed a $100,000 bonus, and he is a nice size running back. And you look at his stats last year, he had 245 attempts for 1,091 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4.5 average. Not bad. Not bad at all. And I think if he can get a rotation here into the preseason, make some noise in training camp, he has a chance to make this roster as the before. Like I always say, follow the money. When the money is showing a lot, that means they care about you. And it's going to be a great competition for Jamar Jefferson, for Bell, as well as Craig Reynolds. I still give the ups to Craig Reynolds because he showed in the regular season. But again, they like their bulky guys, their strong and power guys, and he did all right for San Diego State. Let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel, folks. If you've not subscribed to the channel, get it done. We are so close to 22,000 subscribers, and it's a big feat. If you're not subscribed, you might as well subscribe if you like watching Detroit Lions news and rumors. That's what I do here. Subscribe. Let's get to 22,000 subscribers. The next player on my list here is Derrick Deese, the tight end. Why? Well, he signed a $100,000 contract, folks, and we are trying to get competition in the tight end room. Look at his stats last year: 47 receptions, 730 yards, 4 touchdowns, 15.5. I like his size at 6'4", 235 pounds. Prototypical. He's going to be competing for that 3 spot. Maybe they go 4 tight ends this year. I don't know. But if he doesn't make the team, I think this dude is destined for the practice squad. Next player on my list for the Detroit Lions is another tight end here from southeastern Louisiana, 6'3", 260. Maybe this guy could be a hybrid tight end and fullback, but if you look at his stats, 56 receptions, 572, 6 touchdowns, 10.2 average. He signed a $10,000 bonus. I don't know if he have the edge to make the 53. He has a shot, but it's going to be difficult. He's going to be competing with Deese to make this roster, but he'll have a competition as well, just as simply to make the practice squad. A lot of good players that they signed as undrafteds, so he is going to have a tough time making it, but make no mistake about it, he does have a chance to make it. Let's go ahead and go to the next guy here. This is Obinna Eze. What did I put on the list? Well, he signed a $170,000 bonus, folks, and we didn't go tackle in the draft. The Detroit Lions need a backup tackle. We talked about it in the mock draft, and this is a big fella, 6'8", 334. The Detroit Lions need to have a guy who can be back there if there's an injury. And we did have injuries last year. I think this guy has a legitimate shot to make the 53-man roster. He signed a big bonus. He was a good player for TCU, and he's got that size and stature. And if you look at Nelson, who is our backup right now, what I like about Nelson is he's good if we decided to get better run game. He used as a blocker in the run game, an extra tackle. Not as a backup. He's not the guy who I say, I want this guy to hold the fort down and contribute as a swing tackle. I would prefer going this route here. The next player on my list is a hometown fella. I guess if you're a Michigan State fan, you know who he is. He's a guard here, 6'6", 325. He has a legitimate shot to make this football team as a backup. He's going to compete with the other backups, Tommy Kramer being one. He got a $155,000 signing bonus. That's some big money for a guard. And if you look at Big V this year will be on the team, but will he be on next year? Could this guy, we're talking about Kevin Jarvis here, take his position? It's possible for next year. You develop him this year, he comes in, insert him at guard. If not, he could be a backup guard for the long haul. It's important to have backup players, as we've seen many, many times for the Detroit Lions. It's going to be difficult for some of these guys to make the football team, but we need to have the quality backups, and I think Kevin Jarvis has a legitimate shot. I think I'm going to call him this year's Tommy Kramer to make this football team. I kind of want to swing back a little bit to some of these wide receivers that we were getting, because we were getting a ton of wide receivers. Who's going to make the team? I don't know. It's going to be extremely difficult for all these wide receivers to make the team. But what I do know is this is the importance of preseason, folks. We need to see what these guys can do in preseason. Unfortunately, their quarterbacks are looking to be Tim Boyle and David Blau. What's going to be difficult for them potentially to get some of these footballs, they got to show out in training camp. Because if you look at the depth at the wide receiver core right now, it is extremely good. You got DJ Chark, Jamison Williams, Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's pretty good right there. Quintez Cephas, Khalif Raymond. These guys are going to compete to try to make the roster. It's going to be extremely difficult, folks. It is, no doubt about it. In the upcoming videos, we got the One Pride podcast on my channel every single Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You want to hit the notification bell because you don't know when videos are dropping. You don't know when content's breaking. It happens all the time. And you don't want to miss out on the Detroit Lions One Pride podcast. Real fun. Also, you need to go to Lions Nation Unite and subscribe to the channel. We're dropping a lot of content on there. Original content. And you want to go to the app because I'm live streaming on the app 5 days a week. 5 days a week, and it's not going to be anything on my Detroit Lions YouTube channel. So get ready for that. And when you get on LNU, you follow me, and you make sure you hit all the notifications so you don't miss out on the live streams. That's the important part. With that said, folks, adios.